My name is Assem Al-Sabban. I'm from Saudi Arabia, and I've been living here, or I've been connected to Prague for like 5, 6 years since I retired from diplomacy. My last position was head of mission of the Saudi Arabian mission. I'm a third generation diplomat. My father, my grandfather were diplomats. Now I'm doing photography, which I've been doing it for the last 50 years. And I'm doing artwork. I do exhibitions. I enjoy it because I meet a lot of other artists, and it's very interesting thing. It's a very interesting job. It takes you around the world. You meet very interesting people. It's a beautiful job, but it's a lot of stress. You have to be careful. Many things you have to be cautious. Well, now I'm doing photography, which I've been doing it for the last 50 years, and I'm doing artwork. I do exhibitions. I'm enjoying my life now. I'm free, I'm pensioned, I do my artwork, I do my photography, I meet my friends. It's a different kind of life. I was always a photographer. Since I was a kid, I was a photographer. My photography is not just photography, it's art photography. And I always did art photography. I did my art in photography. If you see some of my work, is very complicated. It takes a lot of time. Art is in my blood. I do what I feel. I don't report to anybody. I do, and then people judge if they like it or not. To create one picture of the tram, which is very complicated, I begin with something like 500 pictures. From the 500 pictures, I would pick probably 40, 50 pictures. And from the 40, 30 pictures, I'll begin to choose 30 pictures to make one picture, one artwork. I've done exhibitions in Germany, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, Finland, Paris, Prague. I remember the 1 week after I was here, I decided I am going to live in Prague. Everything was organized, everything is beautiful. And then I began to meet the Czech people, Czech and Slovak to be fair. And I feel very, very connected. I feel the mentality is kind of the same. There's something very special about them. I feel like I belong to them. I enjoy their sense of humor. I enjoy how they are. I enjoy the people, the place. I wouldn't choose anywhere else. And I've been to other countries. I've been around the world. For me, Prague is the best. In Prague, it's a place for inspiration for any artist, for any field of arts. But my second best city is Kutná Hora. I feel very connected also to Kutná Hora. It has a special magic about it. It's kind of like didn't change by time. When I go to Kutná Hora, it's like I'm going back into history with all the facilities. Yes, all the facilities, but it's kind of like out of this world in a beautiful way, in a very positive way. What I do is, if you see my tram series or some of my other work, you will see there are like a lot of story inside, a lot of lines, and it's nearly impossible because people, if you're a photographer or an artist, if you put pictures one over the other, they block each other. What I do is I do it more like line work. And then I begin to paint the final artwork from one of the pictures I chose from the 30 pictures. I paint it on the screen. I have a special that I can use my screen. I can with a pen, and it's a touch screen, so I can do very, very accurate work and painting and you know you have to also know how to. And there's other programs, like I don't use just one program, I use a lot of programs. I combine them because I don't want to, I want to invent my own style, which I do have in photography and in art. And I don't want to copy anybody. I always want to be something different, something new. One of the famous artists, he looked at my work in photography, one of my exhibitions, and he said, I like Assem's work because he makes me think how he did it. And that was very, very interesting saying. Lately, for the last few months or more, I've been using what they call artificial intelligence, but it's not intelligent at all. It's a tool like any other tool. It's a shocking tool for a lot of artists and photographers, and I understand it. For me, as an artist, it opens not just doors, it opens endless possibilities to express. And I would advise also other artists and photographers to use it. It's a tool. You don't just take it and so, no, you take it and you work on it and you combine it with other things. You add your art, you add your feeling to it, and then you create an art. To be a photographer first, to be recognized as a photographer, you have to be different. Because in Prague, there are so many lovely photographers and artists, and I'm against competition. You don't compete with them, but you have to be different to get the attention. Because otherwise, you could be very good in what you're doing, but there's other photographers that do it and they can do the same as you. So you have to be different. I would say just be yourself. Don't be afraid. Express yourself. Exhibit your work. Don't hide it at home. Like to artists who paint, who write, who do photography, show it to the people, because the people give you the courage. They tell you where your mistakes are and where are your strong points, and you can improve your work. But if you paint, and you could be the best painter or the best photographer or the best writer or the best any kind of artist, and you keep it at home, nobody knows about it. And don't go by the rules. Do what you feel. Express yourself.